Hello, beloved, and welcome back to another episode of Ancient African Christianity. And I'm your host, Kathy Lucas, and I hope that you're enjoying your day, and I hope you've had a wonderful one, okay? Earlier, about a few days ago, I had posted a video where I asked in that video, is there a difference between American chattel slavery as opposed to the ancient biblical world of Hebrew servitude? And so that's what we mainly want to talk about today, to see if there is a difference. And if I think that with my presentation that you will definitely be able to see that there are vast distinctions between these two systems. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. First thing we will look at is American chattel slavery. The word chattel in the English language means to own, possession of. And that would be the case with enslaved continental Africans who were brought from Africa to the Americas, also to parts of Europe as well as America, to be enslaved. Now, these persons were not considered people. They were considered property. That's something that you have to look at when you hold the word chattel in your mind. They were not able to have any freedoms to make any decisions in the direction of their lives. Moreover, when their slave master died, they became inherited property of the slave master's children or family members. Also, when the enslaved Africans had children, they were automatically or became enslaved. So there is what you're looking at in this brutal system of American chattel slavery, as that these people were not considered people. They were considered property. Therefore, they were denied their basic humane right. And now that we've defined American chattel slavery, we're going to go over and look at the other side. Now, with the ancient biblical Hebrew text, let's look at the word slave. We have to know that the text that we read in the English language were translated from the Hebrew text. So that means that there will be a slightly different meaning for words. So if you see the word slave, S-L-A-V-E, in the King James Version of the Bible or another version of the Bible, it means servant, not in the sense of enslaved in the American chattel slavery system. These people were treated humane. They were indentured servants. Also, they were serving time for their debts that they had to pay back, or either they had committed a crime. Now, a lot of those who oppose, those people who oppose Christianity, do so because they say that the Bible supported slavery. They do not understand the Bible in exegesis, hermeneutics, or historical context. Therefore, they're using American chattel slavery as a barometer for the Bible, and that cannot be done because it was not the same system. Let us take a look at Deuteronomy 15th chapter, 14th through the 17th verses. And I will try to give you the gist of the meaning of these verses. Now, when a Hebrew became an indentured servant, for whatever the reasons that I formerly named, they were able to be freed within 5 to 6 years. Now, if they decided that they wanted to remain a servant, it was done voluntarily. And if they wanted to leave, they could leave. And those who they were indebted to would also give them gifts to help them survive economically. Now let's go back over to American chattel slavery. We know that this was not the case. We know that those enslaved within this poisonous system was not able to be freed. The only way that these persons were freed in the American chattel slavery system is that they, number one, escaped. Number two, that they died naturally. Number three is that they were killed. Now, to be fair, there were some instances where some slave masters had hearts and decided to free their slaves, but this was not the case in the majority of those people who were enslaved in all of the places that I named. Most of them had to either escape or they just died or were killed. So this is what it did. You can see the distinct differences because those who were Africans who were enslaved in the American chattel system of slavery were denied their humanity. Well, on the other hand, the Hebrews who served time for crimes they committed or debts they needed to pay were treated with humane qualities. They were treated as people. Some of them were even treated like family members. We find this out. If we go to Deuteronomy 23, and should one of the Hebrews decide to escape, they could not be returned to their debtor. Let's go over to compare that to American chattel slavery. If a slave was caught, we knew the consequences for him trying to escape. If he were caught, what did that mean? That meant he could be killed, he could be beaten and maimed, or both with impunity because they were considered property. They could be returned in a heartbeat. Yes, they could. And there were often slave catchers that were assigned to go and track these people down to bring them back to remain in slavery. So as we can see the differences between the two, that American chattel slavery was a very poisonous, harsh, brutal system that denied people their humane rights and went against God. And on the other hand, the ancient biblical Hebrew servitude people were able to be treated with dignity and respect as they served their time in paying their debts. There is one book that I want you to add to your collection today. This is called an Unsealed Indictment: How American Slavery Violated the Scriptures. The author's name is Dr. Richard Rodriguez. He's done an excellent job of being able to give you a comprehensive look at not only how American slavery violated the Old Testament, but the New Testament as well. And I think that all Christians need this for defense when we encounter those who would say that the Bible supported slavery, because it did not. And we need to let them know, those people who oppose Christianity, we need to let them know that these were two different systems. Now, there are other factors that you should consider if you want me to. There are other factors that would show the differences between the two. But if you would like for me to do a part 2 of this video, please let me know in the comments. But this book, before I end, this is a must-have. This is one that you really want to have at your fingertips in your collection on your bookshelf at home. So I urge you to strongly get that for defense. I think that every church or denomination should have this book, so we are equipped with what we need to tell the truth about the Word of God. I want to thank you for joining me today. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video. If you found it to be helpful to you in any way, please let me know. Please let me know if there are other things that you'd like to share with me about these two systems. All right? And we will see you the next time. And please continue to look for works that I will upload on the ancient kingdom of Axum, which is now Ethiopia. I'm still doing that as well. And from time to time, I will provide other videos where we talk about the different components of Christianity. Thank you for joining me. It was great to see you. Thank you so much for being with me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.